Hey guys, Joseph Henson here with Henson CPA Group. And this week we're going to go over one of the things that several people have asked: why do you care if this money is from this service or that service? So this week we're talking about the revenue puzzle, understanding your income streams in your veterinary clinic, unlocking insights to maximize profitability. Again, I'm Joseph Henson with Henson CPA Group, and we're here because we want you to know where every dollar comes from. To start, why does your revenue mix matter? Your revenue isn't just revenue, it goes much further than that. Different services will have different profit margins. You make more off some services than you will others. And understanding which streams drive your bottom line is key to smart growth and key to sustainability in your clinic. Common income streams in veterinary clinics. There are a lot of them. You have your exams and consultations, you have surgeries and procedures, you have diagnostics such as blood work, imaging, boarding or daycare for pets, retail and pharmacy. Then you also have optional services that some veterinary clinics offer, others don't, with training, grooming, wellness packages. These all have benefits, but they all provide different sorts of profit margins. So the margin myth: high revenue doesn't always mean high profit. Some of your services are low margin but high volume. Others are going to be high margin but low volume. So what do I really mean by these items? Just because you can charge $3,000 for a service doesn't mean it's going to have a high profit margin. If it takes every single person on your staff to handle that procedure or handle that client, it won't necessarily make you a lot of money. Then, like I said, some services are low margin but high volume. Are you doing a lot of exams? Are you doing a lot of vaccines for pets? What are these? Are you a low cost, high volume clinic, or are you a high margin, low volume? Do you want to see more patients or fewer and make more off those few you do see? One of the key things you need to do is identify which streams truly support your profit goals. You can't be a jack of all trades. You can't be everything to every pet. You have to know what is making you money and what honestly even brings you a little bit of happiness. There has to be things you enjoy in business, and those can make you a lot of money if they're priced right. So this is a chart over revenue mix and how it really works. A lot of clinics will have exams be the largest thing they have, 30%. And the profit margin on that, time spent versus revenue collected, is about 25%. Surgeries is typically one of the next highest, and you have a higher profit margin. So 25% of revenue comes from surgeries with a profit margin of 35%. If you have x-rays, those can go into the cost of that. If you have any sort of specialist you're bringing in, supplies, if you're having to knock the pet out, that goes into it. Diagnostics, diagnosing what's going on. If your blood work and all of that, it can make up 20% of your revenue with a 30% profit margin. Retail sales, about 15% of your revenue comes from retail sales, and it has a margin of 20%. You sold it for $100, you paid $80 for it, you get 20% revenue margin. And then boarding and other, these are one of the ones that have a really low margin for profit because you have so much tech or so much support staff there, and having to have food if you're not being provided the food, walks, you have dog walkers, 10% revenue with only a 15% margin. Why some income streams underperform? Inefficient scheduling. We've talked about this before. If you have slots that you could fill with surgery and they're not, you're losing out on revenue. You lose a lot of money if you don't book like things together. So let's say you're going to see 6 patients between the hours of 8 and 10, and then you're going to have a surgery spot available. No one actually went ahead and booked a schedule or scheduled a surgery. So now you lost on at least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of surgery time. Poor upselling of high margin services. What does it cost to do a nail trim? Is that something that can be a high margin service? Or a dental cleaning? Hey, We already have to put your pet under. Do you want us to go ahead and perform a dental cleaning on the dog? Make sure their teeth are in good health and shape. They're an easy way to upsell that, but something that a lot of people don't do. Your pricing is not aligned with the cost of service. You haven't raised your pricing in several years. It should be raised, 2 to 5% yearly, but the cost of your employees has gone up. The cost of your goods that you're using that service has gone up. So you have not aligned the pricing because you're scared it's going to run people off. And then if you remember a few weeks ago, I talked about discounts, applying discounts without an actual strategy. That is one of the things that will cost you a lot of money in business. Let's talk about tracking income streams. You have a veterinary software. It's how you're using Avamark, Covetris, whether it's EasyVet, Vetter, Shepherd, it doesn't matter which one you're using. You need to be looking at your reports that will break down the revenue by service type. There's a lot of service streams you can have in there. You can get very, very granular, or you can still have higher level revenue streams such as surgery or consultations, medications, any of these items, and not get as granular. But you need to be looking at these. This is going to let you track both your gross revenue and your margin per service, because you're going to be able to associate the direct cost of that service if you do it correctly. You want to make sure that you're comparing a month-to-month trends to spot opportunity growth or even leaks in your business, what's costing you money. If you're noticing that on months that you have lower revenue, you see a certain type of service a lot, let's see about not doing that all the time. And if we can't have a referral for that. Opportunities for growth. Like I already said, you want to identify high margin services with low utilization. You want to look at being able to package services to increase your average client spend. If you see 100 patients in a month, so assume 20 days of work, so 5 patients a day, not very many, with an average spend of $150, you're looking at $750 per day in revenue. Not a lot, that's okay. Now let's say you go ahead and up that to $200. So you went from $750 a day in revenue up to $1,000. That is a huge increase just by making sure you are packaging services that go hand in hand. Do you have to put an animal under that? Hey, let's go ahead and get their nails trimmed. Let's go ahead and clean their teeth. That is an upsell that's not typically too hard, even if you only have 30 or 40% of people who do say, let's do that. And then you want to look at cross-selling related services, wellness plus diagnostics. Hey, we're going to do your wellness exam. Do you want us to go ahead and do a urine analysis? We can collect urine. Do you want us to do a blood draw and see if there's anything weird there? It's an opportunity that you can do just to increase a little bit. Here are some questions you should really ask yourself. Which income streams generate the most profit per hour of staff time? If you have a registered vet tech that you're paying $20 an hour, what can they be utilized on to maximize the profit that they spend per hour? Are there services we could expand or promote more? What is the service that brings you the most money with the highest profit per hour? Can you expand that somehow? Are we underpricing certain high value offerings? Do you love surgery? Do you love the fact that it gets really complicated sometimes and you have a puzzle to solve? That's okay. Let's make sure you're pricing that appropriately and not just being a race to the bottom. You will have the right people come in and pay the price without having to overwork yourself. Then where do we have untapped opportunities to grow revenue without adding staff? Do you have floor space already and you haven't brought in any retail that your staff can actually sell just for someone looking? Everyone has stuff at the store that they walk to the register and they're like, ooh, I want this Reese's. I'm going to buy it. They know how to get you to buy it. It's the same thing, even in a clinic. We have food available. Do you need any food for your pet today? Hey, did you get any flea and tick medication? What is it that you can sell easily without having to add more staff? Do you want help mapping your clinic's revenue puzzle? We help veterinary clinics break down their income streams and maximize profitability. My contact information is on the screen. Again, I'm Joseph Henson with Henson CPA Group. feel free to reach out at joseph@hensoncpagroup.com. Our website is hensoncpagroup.com. If you have any questions, if you want to have a free consultation, get a hold of us.